Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be looking at an upgrade to mono white aggro for standard best of one, and really we get a pretty impactful planeswalker in the Wandering Emperor. So this is a really unique design that has actually been a lot of fun to play. 4 mana comes in, it has flash. The turn you cast it, you can activate its abilities at instant speed. So 4 mana, 3 loyalty planeswalker. +1, target creature gets +1/1 and gets a 1/1 counter, and gets first strike till end of turn. -2, you get a samurai with vigilance, a 2/2, and then -2, exile target tapped creature, you gain 2 life. So this deck here from Untapped's got like a 65% win rate for the first couple days of standard and best of one. It's really your core mono white. Hopeful Initiate gets bigger with training. Also super relevant with its abilities right now, just to destroy artifacts and enchantments. Lots of those going around with the set. Some portable holes and Brutal Catharsis removal, along with Fateful Absence. You have Ushers, Intrepid. Basically, the whole gang's back together. We also have the addition of a Janjo, Seat of the Empire, just as some removal stapled onto a land. So we tried some brews. We're going to try out this one, being a more seemingly competitive deck based on at least Untapped. I'm also a handful of games from Mythic, so figure we try to play a better deck while we're there, and then once we get to Mythic, we go full meme mode and brew away. As always, if you do enjoy the content on the channel, greatly appreciated. If you can, drop a like and a comment on the video, and from there, just have fun. Subscribe if you want, lets you know when I have new videos out, all greatly appreciated. The best art, basic lands. I think we go Hopeful Initiate. Hopeful can attack into Eye Twitch. I think we're going to go Usher. Since we're pretty heavy on lands, I want to hold this back. It also doesn't expose us to Meat Hook for 1. I actually am not going to commit more creatures to the board. The reason being, like, Meat Hook would get us, and I don't want to particularly get Meat Hooked. So decision here. Here I think I'm willing to do it because I need to push through the damage. This also lets me get training going again. So then I could eventually blow up. If they don't play out anything, I just have 2 Fateful Absence. So they can Meat Hook for 2, gains them some life. I can't really play around that. It's important sometimes to just understand what you can and can't kind of beat. No, Meat Hook for 1. This is an interesting line. I could push through 6 damage if I want. I could get rid of Meat Hook. Okay, so we get rid of that. Pre-combat. Get the training on it. That gets rid of one more token and the Anthem effect. We'll also have potentially one more training. Okay, that's a good sign. They go blocker here, like I said, 2 Fateful Absence. Lethals. Got him. Just patience there. With mono white, you can't, like, you don't want to dump your whole hand into Meat Hook. It's too easy for them to just, you know, 4-for-1 us there. Just playing something that always will scale up. And we saw the Hopeful Initiate just being real impactful there. It basically got rid of a blocker and an Anthem there that allowed us to kind of play around that. See if we can hit into Wander. I wish there was better flash cards, because Wander in like a blue-white tempo flash deck would be awesome. But like the flash cards suck. It's a 3/1 that blows up artifacts or enchantments. Maybe in like a Delvery shell, but like the counterspells aren't that good. You also can't really counterspell in this format. With this hand, I still think I like going Initiate first. We have the Wanderer here, which is nice. The only downside is like Thalia makes Wanderer worse. Could be either Is It or some sort of burn. Sure. Try to tax them some more. We do need some lands. Them having double Spike Fields. They've had triple Spike Field in the opener, which is kind of wild. I'm just gonna play it like this. They gotta put a lot of resources in, and I don't want to play into Cinderclasm. So I'll play this out because it could let me take away a card at least. So if they have like Doomscar, like burn down the house. Okay, so they're mill. Mill's actually kind of terrifying, but we'll just kind of tax them on burn down. We know their hand really doesn't do too much right now. I think here we just dump a couple. If I had hit an extra land, I wouldn't have done it, because then we could have flashed in the Wandering Emperor. $16 cards. Like, this deck, it's kind of scary, but we saw how well Thalia is able to tax them there. They have to spend a bunch of resources to kind of set themselves up. Hopefully get to cast the Wandering Emperor, get to demo it. It's kind of the thing, like, while we can build like these whole new archetypes and try them out, like there's the existing archetypes that get 1 or 2 new cards. So it's like, unless you draw them, like we drew it that game, we just never curved out into it. out. It's been good the last 2 games. Go initiate aggro. So here I'm hoping for land. So annoying. Needed a land there. So this is the Naya Humans deck. We get to learn now. Land. This matchup's actually really interesting, like just sequencing of creatures and stuff, but I think this deck's got 23 lands. Keeping a 2 landers shouldn't be unreasonable when you have multiple plays. Because if we exile there, we exile the Thalia, we're left with 3 creatures. They come back, they exile ours, but then we can play Adeline. So there's kind of some back and forth there. Alright, we're going to try this again, and we're going to draw a land. It's 23 lands. You might want a 24th now that the curve goes up to 4. Something maybe to consider. Is this how it's gonna be? Teamer. Got Innkeeper. Can I have a land? Perfect. I think I want to go this first because it lets me know what I'm playing against and I can make more informed decisions. Okay, so just a whole lot of nonsense. So they have 2 chariots. Both are taxed right now, so they can't. So they can mobilize or tech. So we'll just do that. So they're trying to copy the chariot. They're gonna be gaining quite a bit of life. What's the crew cost on this? Crew 3. Jaspera is actually kind of annoying because we were going to go over the top of them. So crew 3, whenever becomes crewed up to 1 other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. I'm going to get rid of you. I think we just go on the tempo plan. So you can go crew the mobilizer mech. So let them crew. We'll kill it. They do get a land, like they could get a card draw here, but I get to push through some more damage. I have to play Usher out. And then I can eat one of their creatures or play Adeline. The fact Thalia stopped these from coming down on turn 3 is huge in this, the way this game kind of played out. So they couldn't channel. So attack, attack, attack. They can make some tokens, but we'll do this. Just make another 1/1. I guess technically I could have forced the legal, but then they take. I'd rather keep the Brutal Cathar on the table this turn. Dead. Alright, so if we hit lands, we can actually do stuff. It's the games where we just run into 3 lands. I want to try to hit the Wander, get some showcase on that. So far, Thalia has really just looked like an MVP. Okay, pups. Okay, pups. Budapest BR. Alright, how many games are we gonna go initiate into Thalia? And super reasonable. This could be the enchantments deck, which can be a bit tricky depending on how... Nope. So I have a choice here. I can go wide or I can just Thalia. I think we just go Thalia here. Ah! They always have it. I think we're dead now. We need to draw an answer. Unchecked on 2 just makes it too difficult to kind of catch up. Okay, we do have the Wander. Try to race here, but... So if I get a land, I can do this. Maybe. But even... the exile could be relevant. No. Every single time I've played against this deck, they've always gone Luminarch into Spellbinder to take my removal. That version of the deck just goes bigger. You don't play as many 1-drops, but you can't beat their top end, which poses a bit of an issue. While like the removal is still just Brutal Cathar and a couple, like the fact that all their dorky creatures So that turn they could sequence it, so they put a counter on Halana and then put 3 counters on something else. And then at that point we're just too far behind. We are at least 2 land drops away from doing anything, and then anything else comes in with haste. Kind of frustrating. Because if they don't have Spellbinder there, I exile their Aspirant and I'm in a decent spot. It's the variance of best of one. Seems like that deck is slightly ahead of the mono white deck, just in terms of like records. Okay, we finding an opponent. We're going to draw. It's probably going to be a draw. Yeah, it's about 2% higher win rate. So that deck there only has the... Yeah, it only has Brutal Cathar's removal, but it does have the Spellbinders. So a slightly different build, but equally annoying. Alright, well, let's hope this is Creature Mirror. So I think we're going to do this. Because I can Brutal Cathar if they Brutal Cathar. So again, looks like... always fun. I think we're going to continue racing though. Especially drawing a land here. So they're probably inclined to take my Brutal Cathar. There is a point to put it on Hopeful Initiate, but I don't want to put all my counters on. That's interesting. They could Halana and Alana, Banana. Get rid of you. We probably trade here. First strike's relevant. Question is here, do I get rid of Thalia or the Brutal Cathar? It's probably Thalia. I'm gonna offer the trade here. Thalia Wild. No real good attacks. Drawn a lot of lands, and the fact none of ours no utility lands is annoying. Oh shit. Okay. So I can attack. We'll just pass the turn here. Because I can attack. Doesn't do too much. I can make the token.
You're ready to lose.
So I think we're just, because this can get up to 5 power. Create a samurai this turn.
Keep watch for intruders.
Jeez.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
So I think we offer this. Is the last card in their hand Snakeskin Veil? No, they could block and do it. Okay. Pass the turn here. So Brutal Cathar can't do anything here. Portable Hole is a hell of a draw.
We've got the edge in this fight.
So just playing it safe this turn. They can have their Thalia. I have all the mana in the world. So we're seeing the plus here being really relevant. Just giving us some extra damage, pushing through that. Got there. Alright, sweet. So we kind of avenged that one. We got a little mana screwed a couple games. I think overall we were positive. Just checking. I think we were 4-2 or 3-2. Just updating the stats. So 4-2 with the deck. We lost to Naya. And lost to Mono White. Overall, like, the deck's powerful. You got a lot of options here. We saw what this can do if they had attacked. We also had the option to kind of ambush Viper them, but just putting counters on it and first strike to like even other creatures. One thing we could have started to do was give other creatures first strike, but just some utility in that space. The deck, let me know what you think, and hope you have a great one. Thanks for watching.